Okay, welcome to the show. This is our second show on this hot dog cart build. This one here is one that we're going to work in. Instead of work around on the outside, we get right in the cart. We have an area to stand. This is our table. You can see the sinks at the end. This is also gonna be a cooler also. So when you stand in, you're going to get into the cooler from the side, but it's going to be where your barbecue is, so you work. So what we did, sheeting this in, we used 3/8 inch OSB on the top, and we used 1/4 inch good one side, actually it's good both sides, pine on the sides, on the side of the wall, on the inside. Now the reason we went with OSB on the top is because this is going to be covered either with stainless steel, Arborite, or we might cover it with linoleum. Linoleum's real good stuff. I covered work tables with it before. It's easy to clean. It's durable. It don't leak. Only thing you have to watch with linoleum is you don't cut it with a knife because it's easy to cut. But put a cutting board on here, you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, so we got our sinks in. 3 sinks, we got our taps. They're just placed in there now. We have to take them out and put our linoleum on. We have to plumb in the tap or in the sinks. We'll do that for next show, or maybe we'll get it towards the end of this show. What else do we have to do? We got to put a fridge in. We have a fridge that goes in underneath here. We have our battery with our charging system on it. It's going to have a 3,000 watt power inverter. That's going to run the fridge. What else we got to do? We got to paint it. We got a lot of trim to put on. We're putting this stuff right here. This is aluminum, angle aluminum, so that's going to go on all of our sides to give it our finished look. Now the cooler here it's 1.5 inches. It's called 2x2, but actually it's 1.5 inches. But the insulation we're putting in is 2 inch. It's that pink hard insulation. It's not the styrofoam bats, but it's the styrofoam insulation is hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to silicone that in. We're going to silicone in the top, the sides, and the bottom. Then we're going to sheet it. Now the side on over here, this side over here, is going to be halfway. Then the top half is going to be a door. So you can open your door, you can reach in and get your ice cream. Like I said before, with this here, we're just selling ice cream sandwiches, the little tubs ice cream, maybe popsicles or fudgesicles, stuff like that. Stuff that's pre-wrapped. We're not going to get into scooping ice cream, stuff like that. So then, once we get this done, then we're going to put linoleum down on our floor. So we'll have linoleum on the floor, linoleum here. This will have stainless on it, probably underneath the barbecue here. Then we're going to paint it. We paint all of our trailers, usually paint them red. This one I think I'm going to paint it red with yellow trim, make it nice and loud so people can, it really draws people. It's not going to be a hard trailer to do. It's not going to be a hard cart because we're not putting a steam table in, number one. Our steam table can be on the barbecue. We just take insert pan, put a little broth in it, hold our hot dogs in that. Someone orders a hot dog, you take it out. It's already cooked. They're called dirty dogs. They're boiled in water. The hot dogs are already cooked. You just take it out, put it on the barbecue. And while your bun is toasting, it's just putting grill marks on the hot dog or the hamburger patty. And then you got your hamburger, your hot dog. This cart here, the thing about this one, it's going to have a smoker. Now, we got a smoker unit that goes with this cart. We're going to be smoking chicken breasts. So we have chicken sandwiches. We're going to be smoking ribs. That's the thing. So if you have a cart like this, you know, in your backyard, you can do all your family barbecues right out of this cart. You want to take it over to your relations or your friends or something like that. You hook it on your truck or your car. Away you go. You got everything in it that you need, everything. I see the same unit, but it's not on a trailer. It's just a stand unit at Lowe's for $4,500. The same, pretty well the same thing, the same idea. This here, it's on a trailer. Like I say, you want to go to the provincial park, you haul this up to your campsite, you want to go to a family reunion, whatever the case may be, you know, because when you're traveling, the smoker fits in the work area here. So you put it in there, tie wrap it down, strap it down, you're good. Away you go. You know, you got all the room for your groceries, your fridge runs off of the inverter, off of a battery, so your stuff's going to be cold, or you know, like it keeps it nice and cold. It's a great unit for something like that. Like if you're a family that has a lot of family reunions or a lot of barbecues, or you like going to the park, the kids go to the beach or play in the playground or whatever, this here's the unit to have. You just load her up and away you go. Easy to build. The instructions are here, you know, if you got any questions, just email me. But, you know, I'll give you all the measurements, like if you have the measurements, the sinks, everything. You got the way it looks. So if you can build a square box, you can build this cart. So anyway, like I say, we got the barbecue. Once we put stainless down here, we'll secure the barbecue. We'll build the cooler next, maybe. We got to plumb in the sinks, paint everything. We got to put the back on. So let me show you what it looks like I'm at the front of the cart now. So let's take a look at the back of the cart. Okay, now we see the back of the cart. It's open. You can see where the gray water jug's gonna go. You see the work area. Now we have to sheet the inside there with doors on it. The fridge is gonna go in the second cavity. Like the first one is where the blue water jug is, and you can see the second one. That's where the fridge is gonna go. And then up at the front end, underneath the work table, that's where our battery storage is gonna be, stuff like that. Now you can see where the tools are. That's the work area. You can see where we're plumbing in the sinks. And then we'll go down into that tub there. That's the gray water tub. We haven't got a freshwater tank yet. But anyway, she's coming good. She's going to be a nice unit. You know, when we get it all finished up, it's got that aluminum L bracket trim on there. It's painted. It's going to be a sharp looking unit. So anyway, we're going to start now. I think we'll work on the cooler. So make sure you come back and we'll start putting the cooler unit together. Okay, we started our cooler. You can see I got it tuck taped. It's all caulked. We got the two sides and the back in. Now we got to put the front and the bottom in. And then we're going to figure out a lid system for it. So what'll probably happen is we'll just have a piece of plywood. We'll have that secured halfway. Then we just open half the cooler to get in and get our product out. But anyway, this is 2-inch rigid styrofoam insulation. We're just cutting it down in the corners where because this is 1.5 inches, the styrofoam is 2 inch. So we got about a 1/2 inch overlap on the inside. So on the corners, we have to cut that out so it'll fit together in the corners. So anyway, I can't see how air will get through this. It's like I say, it's all caulked. We got tuck tape on it. It's caulked on both sides, siliconed. So it should work out real good. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to continue here. We're going to cut the bottom. I guess we'll cut this side, this front piece first, put it in, and then the bottom, and then we'll sheet it, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the top. Like I say, this cart is as we go. I have no plans for it. I don't know. I never seen one, but I guess we'll see how she goes from from start to finish. But anyway, we'll be back. We're going to put some more insulation in, work on this cooler, and we'll be back. Okay, here's our cooler all insulated. 2-inch insulation. I just got this setting on top. This is going to be the top for it. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut this top in half. I'll insulate the bottom half and then put it down and nail it. And then I'll put hinges on the other half here with insulation. So then when you're in your cart and you want to get something out, you're just opening half your cooler. Instead of opening this whole top, you know, you lose a lot of air, you lose a lot of cold air. So this here will work good. Just need a hand, enough to, you know, maybe twice the size, 3 times the size of your hand to get your hand in there to get your product out, because it's not very big. Like I say, in this the plan is like a margarine tub, a couple or 3 of them of ice, frozen it with ice in there. And then the product will be ice cream sandwiches, the little tubs of ice cream, fudgesicles, maybe popsicles, stuff like that. That'll be what we'll be selling out of this. So, and like I say, if you go to your family reunion, or if you're take the kids to the beach or the campground, what's a better place to have ice cream and stuff like that? You know, the cooler's secured to the cart. You don't have to worry about hauling the cooler around, and commercial coolers does not keep ice cream cold. You know, they're for keeping your hot dogs cool, or if you got hamburger or steaks. It doesn't freeze anything, and it keeps nothing froze, commercial coolers. So hopefully this will work. 2-inch insulation, completely all caulked. It's got duct tape or tuck tape on it. Then it's going to be sheeted, so I cannot see how air will get through anyway. So I guess we'll just have to see how it works. Anyway, so we're going to start sheeting this cooler in now. Do the top, then we'll start finishing off the cart. We should have the cart done by the end of our next program. This one here, we'll do the cooler, stuff like that. This is where we're gonna put the barbecue. The barbecue is gonna set here. Still lots of room to work. You know, so it's gonna work out really good. So anyway, we're gonna start sheeting in the cooler and get that much done. So stay tuned. Okay, we're going to start sheeting this in. What we're using is 1/4-inch pine, good both sides. Let's put her up here. We cut this piece. This piece here is 17 by 20 is the measurements. Now we're just going to tack it, and then we'll square it up. Now when you put the staples in, staple close to the edge, because what we'll do is we got 3/4-inch trim that's going to go and trim all this, so we don't want the staples out past the 3/4-inch trim, so kind of staple it close to the edge. There we go for that piece. All right, so now we're going to do the front. We'll do the other side first, and then the front. On the bottom, I'm going to put a piece of 3/8 OSB. Number one, it's not going to be seen, so it don't matter what it looks like. This is going to be nice because it's finished. Number two is a little bit thicker, just to hold in the cold air in the cooler. But anyway, we'll be back. We'll cut that other piece, put it on the other side, and do the front, and do the back, or the bottom. Okay, we got our cooler sheeted in. We sheeted it in. This is how the cooler's made. We We wrapped it in with 2x2, made a square box. 17 by 20 is measurements of the box. Then what we did is we took 2-inch insulation, styrofoam insulation, and we filled it in with the insulation. Then what we did is we sheeted it in with 1/4-inch pine, and the bottom, same thing. We used OSB on the bottom, 3/8 OSB, just to give it a little strength. The top is going to be OSB also with insulation on it. So what we're going to do is 22 inches from side to side. We went 13 inches in. That's going to be nailed down. That's going to be screw nailed down with insulation on the inside. This here, the remaining area, which is 7 inches, is going to be a door. So 13 inches of the top here will be screw nailed down, insulation on the inside so no cold air escapes. This 7 inches here will be a door. We'll run a piano hinge on the back. Also, we'll insulate the door. So when the door is closed, the whole top is insulated. And we don't need much. You just need, like 7 inches is plenty. Your hand isn't 7 inches wide. Stick your hand in, get your product out, and that's all we need. So anyway, that's the cooler done. Then what we did is we took 1x4 and we just faced it off. Just trimmed it off with 1x4. Gives it that little bit of a finished look. The way we'll do this is we'll paint this in here red. We'll paint the 1x4 white, so it'll look pretty good. And this is very, very sturdy. You cannot peel this off of this cart. So anyway, that's our cooler. This is supposed to be a 10-day cooler. I got the plans off the internet, so I guess we'll see. What we're going to do is, like I said before, we'll take margarine tubs. We'll freeze ice in there, say 3 of them or 4 of them. We got lots of room. Then set them in the bottom, keeping the ice in the tub so when the ice melts, it's not getting our cooler all wet inside. Then what I'm thinking is maybe a grate over top of that ice, and then we can put our product in there. A commercial cooler like the ones you buy at Walmart and stuff like that won't keep it cold. They won't keep the ice cream frozen. Hopefully this will. I suppose it's very insulated. It's insulated 4 times better than what them coolers are insulated. It's all silicone and then tuck taped on it. So I can't see where we're going to lose a lot of air, but well, time will tell. As long as it keeps it cold, that's the main thing. Anyway, that's our cooler done. I just got the top set in there with I glued the insulation to the top. And I got some weight on it, so until the glue sets, and then we'll put that on. All right, so now I think what we'll start is the water system in the back. We got to tie in our taps, run our elbows and our T's, our 90s, down into our gray water. We'll have to lift that gray water up because I want to run a valve out the side so we can just turn it on and drain the water out of the side of the cart. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll start our sink system here now. So you can see where the water system's going to go. You can see we got it finished inside there. We still have to finish the back. We have to sheet this in the back, but we'll do that once we plumb everything in. You can see the barbecue. Okay, let's take a look and see where we're at with the cart. So we did a lot of framing. We got all the trim on the side here. You can see where it's all trimmed in. Along the top, we got the fridge in. There's the fridge inside there. We didn't get at the sinks yet, but we're going to do that maybe for next program. We have to buy some washers. The thing with these sinks is the traps in them, not the traps, but the baskets in the sink. The sinks are so thin that you need two washers, two rubber washers, where the nut goes on the bottom of the basket. So I only had one, so we have to get some more from the hardware store. Now here's the front of the cart. You can see that we got our cooler framed in and sheeted in. We got the front, the side. Now this is that 3/4 inch angle. You can see how it's going to go here. Give it a real nice finished look along this side. Also, it's $14–15 for an 8-foot length, but it really does a nice job on finishing your edges. So anyway, this is the cooler. I got the top on. The door's not on. I got the hole here to put your hand in to grab the product. The barbecue's in. So now on the top here, we're going to run laminate. And then on the floor, we're going to run linoleum. We got the fridge in. We put quite a big fridge in this unit. It's a bigger bar fridge. It's not the mini bar fridge. It's a bigger bar fridge. In there, we're going to have the water system. We're also going to have 12-volt deep cell battery, deep cycle battery with power inverter, probably 3,000 watts. That'll run the fridge. There's going to be a smoker with this unit. So the smoker is electric, but it's not a real big one. So I figure that maybe we'll put 2 batteries in, and when they're charged, the 3,000 watts will run the fridge. The fridge don't take that much and it don't run that much. And the smoker, the only thing that runs on the smoker electric is an auger that puts the pellets into the burner, and once it ignites, then the pellets keep it ignited. The igniter only works long enough to get it burning. So it shouldn't take much power. But anyway, the trailer's coming along nice. We hope to have it out and going in a couple of weeks. It's a great unit for anybody that, like I say, that does family reunions or want to take the kids to the beach or to the park, or you know, it's a great unit for that because it's self-contained. You get everything in it. So anyway, we're going to start the sinks, and stay tuned. We got one more show on the cart. We're going to paint the cart. In here is going to be red. Out here on this 1x4, this is 1x4. On this 1x4 trim, either yellow or white, one or the other. Now, for you guys that's thinking about building one of these carts, this is just 1x4. So all I did is I just trimmed everything in with 1x4. It gives it a good finished look. You know, with this cart being a smoker cart, it's gonna look its role. You know, this is kind of a country type look, so the smoker will go good with this cart. Anyway, like I say, you guys, it's a great project. You know, you put it in your backyard, you can barbecue off it. You want to go to your friends, you want to go to your families, you want to go to the park, the regional park, or the beach, or something like that. Load her on, away you go. You know, everything is so self-contained and it's incredible. Anyway, you guys stay tuned, and you're watching Working with Wood, and this time we're building a stand-in hot dog cart.